It's the 22nd of October and I'm Jerusha Sukhthia-Rath. You're watching News 24 Live. Now, as you can imagine, all newspaper front pages are focused on Oscar Pistorius' 5-year prison sentence as he was sentenced to prison yesterday in the North Gauteng High Court. Now, there are many people who speculate, and in a way we can probably believe, that Oscar Pistorius will only serve a sixth of that sentence, meaning he'll probably only spend 10 months in prison. But Judge Thokozile Masipa, in her ruling yesterday, stated that justice needed to be served and the people of South Africa needed to see Oscar Pistorius behind bars for a period of time. I wanted to start off with the front page of the Times today because of all the newspaper treatments today, the Times is really the only newspaper that has focused on Reeva Steenkamp and her death in the wake of Oscar Pistorius' sentencing. Here we see Let the Hurting Stop and a beautiful picture of Reeva Steenkamp taken by a friend in Port Elizabeth. Here it says, "This isn't about vengeance, that's not what Reeva was about," and that's June Steenkamp speaking about her daughter Reeva. If we move on to the front page of Volksblad, here we have first night in a prison cell for Oscar Pistorius. Pictured here, he's been taken away into the holding cells below the High Court, and he's saying goodbye to his uncle Arnold, whose hand he's holding here. On the front page of the Witness, Oscar's road ahead. On the front page of the Star, goodbye for now. In terms of the law, he could be free by next Women's Day, that's next August, of course referring to the fact that he may only spend 10 months in prison. On the front page of the Mercury, prison for Oscar for now. The Herald, let this pain be over, speaking of course about the Steenkamp family. On the front page of the Citizen, this is a fantastic image snapped as Oscar Pistorius was put into the back of that prison van. He was driven about 3 kilometers from the North Gauteng High Court to the Hosimampuru prison that's just really around the corner from the court, but he of course had to be transported in this police vehicle, and this picture shows that. On the front page of the Sowetan, a cheeky headline, short run for Oscar. First night in jail, says the Pretoria News. Esolezwe says Oscar Pistorius kicked into jail. Die Burger, 5 years, it's at least something, that's according to June Steenkamp. The DFA, a picture of Oscar Pistorius with the number 5 superimposed over him. The Daily News, 5 years, judge says killer Pistorius must do time in jail, and the Daily News also showing a picture of Reeva Steenkamp on the front page. The Daily Dispatch, let the heartache be over. Cape Times, lone walk to prison. Beeld, prisoner Pistorius, and the Cape Argus to end us off showing an empty dock. Now that's where Oscar Pistorius spent most of his time, or all of his time, during his 7-month trial. And here we see that empty green bucket. Oscar Pistorius often had to be given that bucket because he was getting physically ill during court proceedings. Here we see an empty dock, an empty bucket, and roses that Oscar Pistorius supporter had given to him, also abandoned on the dock. For all the latest video news on Oscar Pistorius, stay tuned to News 24 Live.